Glad to have you join us again. This is Business Breakfast on iBrand Television. Now let's get talking now. Let's look at what's playing out at the Nigerian capital market. But before we dive straight into the trading at the Nigerian Exchange Limited on Tuesday saw higher by 1.45% to close at 836 billion naira. The all-share index and market capitalization increased to 103,524.44 basis points and 58.53 trillion naira respectively. However, the month-to-date increased by 3.54%, while year-to-date return moved higher by 38.45%. Meanwhile, shares of Transcorp, Access Corporation, GT Co, Jais Bank and UBA were most traded stock at the capital market. Ambrose Amodion, Chief Research Officer, Invest Data Consulting Limited, joins me now live virtually as we do some analysis of trading activities at the exchange yesterday. Ambrose, good morning. Glad to have you join me on the program today. So take us through some of the fundamentals that played out yesterday at the NGX. What would you say are the sentiments that drove trading activities to the bull taking over again this time around for the seventh time rather, trading activities at the NGX? Your thoughts on this?
As you just said, the market has been upbeat for 7 days. For me, I'm surprised seeing that the initial time with the high price stocks that started this move, especially after the listing of Transcorp power.
Yes.
So the market, tends to look up. But now, that kind of is obtained for more than a week, for 7 days, more than a week. On that note, I think that the buying interest and financial stocks that are yet to release that can increase. That means market expectation from that industry has also increased. Also, we saw GT Co inside the market about their public offer. Market just one like that. These are effective banks that have already more than 1 trillion $7,000. They're coming to do this and that these banks are also seeing more potential in the market for them to also make money with the additional fund. Meaning that this one banks are a holding company. That means a lot of activities for them. And that means this rate type one thing now, banks also invest more money. Because I think that's the way that they start to build their things. I want to think in this bank sectors. For me, I believe that investors also be very cautious. After market are running for almost 7 days, the quality of the profit taking is very, very high. Already the market has come a double top pattern, which is also there is a sign of profit taking. But if market is able to break out this double top today, that will also continue a rally. That's also started in about 105,000 market has set before now. If today market break out this double top, obviously it's depending on the volume, one that market is double. If market pull back, we are not surprised because profit taking is part of the market dynamics. For me, profit taking is what I expect market to work. If the market pull back now, those companies that are yet to release the result, I know the result also be we saw this yesterday announced that the board about 2 years after that and they send it to work to CBN. So before now, definitely we release also the account that account before now. But we have to say that this will guide investors the more, they also will investing. But there is no cost for that. So knowing that the March and April is the peak of any season because after we have seen the 2 year result that come out in month of time, going to see the first quarter result of those companies that have the back end in April. And that means for investors, this is the time to that. That's why the common master plan of investors that is slow to put those stocks and investors should also be attend for the next quarter two market position.
All right, Ambrose, do you see the markets continue or maintaining this positive trajectory to the end of this month? We have just 2 weeks to wrap up the month. And then again, I also want to ask you, it seemed like the market has adjusted to the macroeconomic conditions in the country, going by the interest rate hike by this MPC meeting of the Central Bank of Nigeria and also inflation. And also, we need to put into consideration that the MPC will also be meeting again this month, I think towards the last week in this month, 2 weeks from now, I believe. And also, inflation reports we're expecting to come out by Friday again. If you put all of these fundamentals together, do you see the market losing its balance at this point in time?
the market have kind of x-ray the fourth MPC meeting of this DBN governor, where they had created about 400 basis points. They saw the impact, and also they are studying the subsequent TB option of an comment and promo option. We have seen that the latest one, the last one was about 1.45% for 254 each. And also today is another option again. The better option to look at it, what is going to be. If you remember that also, the money that every time is lower than what they did the previous one, and when they reach also about 2.5 trillion. But now the money that releasing that is religion. That means for those that are going to be a hike in rate today is very, very slim. But that will be also a guide for investor ahead of what inflation. As we just mentioned, we're seeing another FPC. The FPC that is coming this month is for me, is for them to assess the impact of what opposition they made last time. But the other thing that it was already around the end of February. That will not impact on inflation. Because inflation figure for me is going to be about 80.87% for the month of February. And those that are in fixed income market, the opposite is that no matter what they are spending, that is below 22%, and inflation is already around 20 to 31% at the end of as we are looking forward to see the figure come for February. That also determines where they are going. But I believe that the everything that is going to be coming, I think unless the CBN is not to achieve something else, that is not that time for them to address it. I think we're likely to watch and see the impact because this last on 26 which already end of February. That means the impact is going to be in this month of March. And this 2 weeks or so far, we have seen that yes, there's little stability, but in spite of good and still remain up because we are increasing it towards to kind of checkmate inflation. Inflation, I think that prices are not coming down. And apart from the excess that are calculated from almost 600 to around 300, 100, 100, now it can come back again. So that the adjustment have not really done what they expected to know, or the interest is not for me, I'm not feeling it now, or I'm not really seeing the impact. For me, it's necessary for them to assist those kind of assets and know if what they did is making a part in the economy. For me, I don't see any further rate hikes in the next, unless they want to support Nigeria's economy. If not, no. Let them look at, let's watch this one first, this trend, then we can have looking at the one that's coming around you to know what to do. So we're having a lot of time to see how Nigeria is adjusted with the rate hike and also with increasing economic segments we are seeing. Because these determine how far the policy are made in power.
All right, quickly take us through the commodities market. What do you think is playing out in that sector?
Yes, we saw yesterday in the international market because of US projecting kind of excess production. That and also the data that came from US that we saw the quarter inflation figure, we saw the price of crude coming down. Also, the currency for most of the world economy was possibility in those and that determine how the world market will do international market. But down here in Nigeria, we have seen that yes, prices of goods have gone up here, but to come down it's a lot of work. I don't know because in Nigeria we don't have good price system or price protocol. For that, anything that gone up in Nigeria to come that's a problem. But we believe that the only effect that we are seeing imported inflation, if effects can come down, then that means price of goods can naturally come down, but it might not be as much as that with the rally. But if effects without being Nigeria appreciating, I will not say that the imported inflation are reducing. And also, the insecurity, the government of the fiscal are able to address the issue. Someone who can be found, that issue can start into your comment. On that, I just say that commodity price will continue to start and also affect the consumption and also will affect the selling because people don't have enough money to buy your goods to remain on the shelf. I'll let people there.
It's the midweek trading activity at the NGX. What's your projection? I know we're still on the green, and if we're still going to continue that momentum today again, give us some projections as to which stocks will be on the green, which stocks will be on the red at the end of closing transaction today at the NGX.
Yeah, I told you earlier that we have seen kind of a renewed strong interest in buying banking stocks and other financial services service providers. I believe that the insurance, the banking sector, other like the aviation sector, the oil and gas, was also seeing kind of a new strength in or a new performance in the consumer goods as a result of what impact of effect on their numbers. But despite that, the pullback is on most of their prices because of an attraction for people to enter. But the life of MTN, because, like I said earlier, it is not because of the operational failure of the MTN or most of the even the that made us a lot of the effect that is keep addressed. But that people that finishing some stuff down and know that their potential of the companies are actually high, then if we want to find our features of addressing the effect issue, this company of banks I don't feel like it's immediate. But that investors should do a call certification and look the work of banking stuff, insurance stocks, those types of like the Circle, the NACO, the Capital, like also other financial, like you can, after to get your their results, like NGX, lots of set of those service sector ones that are really stable in terms of their performance. Don't forget that right seed on earnings, and this can support your payout at the end of the day.
All right, your parting word now to investors as to wrap up this segment of the program.
I believe that the market will see look up today. It might not be as high as what we saw 1.45 yesterday. For that, investors should know how to take profit. Instead, within 7 days, you should make profit, know how to take your profit out of the market and come and enter at the right time. No market should end up, no market should end down anywhere in the world. All
right, then. We'll leave it at that. Ambrose Omodion, Chief Research Investment Officer, Invest Data Consulting Limited. Thank you so much for your time with me on the show this morning.
Yeah, that's for having me.
All right, coming up next on the program, we will be looking at 2024 Nigeria's economic outlook. Let's take a quick look at inflation, the GDP report, and government policies. How does all of these attribute to macroeconomic indices that were being faced in the country at the moment? And also, oil prices rose steady on expectations of strong global demand, including the world's top consumer, the United States. And as even somewhat sticky U.S. inflation did not significantly alter expectation, the Fed might start cutting rates soon. Let's get talking after this time out. Just stay with us.